Dilip Jain. Project title is Oil.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
As the world's 18 countries who are producing oil meet tomorrow in Doha, Qatar, I thought this is an apt topic to take you through the journey about the economics of oil and what lies ahead, whether for UAE as well as the pricing in general. But before that, let's understand some basics about the concept which we are going to use. The first one is barrel. So one barrel is around 180 liters. The second is shale, which is deflection of shale oil, where the oil is produced under very deep pores of the earth through mud and clay formation. Crude oil, as we naturally know, is the raw petroleum through which we produce petrol and diesel and other products. And the last is MB, so million of barrels per day. With that, because the shale oil or shale gas has achieved quite a bit of dominance in US for the last 3 to 4 years, the shale oil is produced through a process called penetration or fraction, where it goes deep down in the layers of the earth, which is much deeper than the layers where the gas and oil is found. And then when the pipe is fitted inside by a continuous force of use of chemical and water, there are sudden bursts of fractions which is made in the pipes, and the oil which is hidden in the mud and the sand in these layers appears through this pipe, and then the oil comes out. No doubt this process is costly. Currently it is said that the shale gas cost of production is around $60. So we'll see the economics why most of the companies who are producing shale oil has not been able to survive now, or they are not viable. The other concept which is going to see is OPEC. So this is the major oil producing countries, except Iran, which is not a part here. Iran is not going to participate in tomorrow's G18 summit for freezing the oil prices. Now in economics, when we were in college, we always studied saying that demand and supply price is a main function of that. So when the price is low, the demand goes up, or vice versa. So the cycle which we see, which is not a speculative cycle, where the price has gone up to $140 per barrel, went down to near about 27 and now hovering around 42, you can see clearly that the demand has been at the range of 2.5 million barrels per day, but the supply is, you can see the supply chain and the demand chain is fluctuating throughout. So currently if you see, the demand is less and the supply is more. And the time is already given through the press that there are a lot of tankers filled with oil at lot of oil producing nations which are not moving because there is not much demand for that. One of the seminars which I attended around 1 month back, which was led by the Doha Bank, and the speaker was from INA, he gave the current price of oil production cost in various countries. And you can clearly see that most of the UAE countries, the prices are not even going to around $23 per barrel. But if you see the Western countries, the price is as high as $52 per barrel. So the current tussle which you see in the economies who are producing oil and those countries who are rich and developed nations, the fight is between, if you can sell the oil at lower price, which is currently say 40 or 42, their cost of production becomes unviable. And this has been a story which has been led by one of the largest oil producing nations here, where the shale gas production cost, because it is 60, now because the price has gone down even to 30 or 35 levels, most and many of those shale producing companies have either closed down, shut down, or have laid off most of their staff. I would say this is a political war where one country is trying to dominate and prove its might by producing more oil and then controlling the oil price. indirectly making the other oil producing nations unviable. The oil forecast for this current year and the next year is not more than 50 range, which also means that when you have seen the chart, we'll see now what is the cost of production of oil for various countries. Because the price is not likely to go beyond 50, it has a lot of repercussions on us as a professional, on us as an employee, and on the place where we stand. Because just before this meeting, when I was attending one of the person who is into building construction, he said, Dilip, you have said that this price is right, but can you tell me what is the implications going to be when the price is going to stay at this level? And I said, I really don't know, because the economists and the researchers have not really imbibed the negative effect of the recessionary phase which is going to come out because of the low oil prices. This was the price which has been given somewhere in January, and you can see that there are some countries who were selling oil as low as $20 that time. And because of that, those countries who are able to produce at that level, most of the countries in the West were not able to sustain those oil prices. This is the data from Reuters in January 2016. The break-even price, if you see, we have mentioned it as a $20, but now even the $20 is far away from the price which we have discussed. Among the major way in which the energy is produced worldwide, it is oil, coal, gas and hydro. And clearly, although the dominance of the production as an energy source is oil, but quite near also comes coal. And surprisingly, when we see the interest and the incentive which is given for the renewable energy, the total share of the renewable energy is still very less to the total various source of oil production. If I just give the example of one of the largest consumer of energy, which is China, their primary source of consumption in terms of energy is coal. In fact, India also one of the largest way in which the energy is produced is still through the thermal energy, which is coal energy. Where is this oil getting used? The oil is getting used first mostly in the transport sector, where we say there are many vehicles which are oil guzzlers. Second is the industry, and third is ancillary in other sectors. So transport is still the major contributor and the consumer of oil, which means that the hybrid nature of car as well as vehicles have a good future. If you look into the data, we know that as in terms of population, India and China do command the largest share of the population, but the largest consumer is, although half of the global GDP is coming from China as well as India, but if you compare the world's largest populated country, which is Africa, still the maximum production of their share in terms of the global GDP is just 10%. So there is vast diversity in terms of the people who are producing the oil and those people who are having the luxury of spending it. This slide has the importance to show that when shale was producing the oil at $60, clearly the largest oil producing country, because of their strategy to continuously pump oil, was able to succeed to stop their production, and now you can see that shale production this year is falling by 160 barrels per day. So they are incurring losses. What it means for us currently, because of my experience in terms of the meeting various sectors, there is positivity in terms of the construction sector in UAE, which is led by 2020 or which is mandated by the UAE government. Many of the SME sectors which have got affected because of the oil, the economy as well as the banking sector has not come out with the clear guidelines how they should be supported. going ahead, because oil has been a major contributor for the UAE and other GCC economies, this is going to see a lot of effect on us through increase of taxes, through the increase of other way the government is trying to increase revenue. A lot of indirect taxes will come in the picture. So please be ready for more pain, because oil prices are going to show you their color very soon. Over to you.